God bless everybody. Today it is October 6th of 2023. This is a Middle East update, Daniel 8 update. Turkey is, um, as you can see, ramping it up. So let's get into some of these stories. I'm not going to go over them too much. Just realize the volume of them that are coming out of this area now are extreme. Um, there's so many, it's pointless to try to report on all of them, and it makes the videos too long. If you've been following me at all, you know you should be watching Daniel 8 and how Turkey is going to come down from these northern parts against the Kurds, and that's going to force this Kurd group to collapse down towards the southeast. They would end up aligning with Iran, and when that happens, Turkey's going to follow them down here and smash them. It's just that simple. That's what Daniel 8's all about. Turkey is in the process of unleashing the very first waves of this. This is going to happen. He's complaining about the United States and how they just need to get out of the way, or they need to quit supplying to these terrorist groups called the Kurds, which this is the Turkish view of this, not mine. And so let's go into all these different articles. One thing before we go here, if anyone's been following me, my wife just passed on October 4th, about 10:37 p.m. Central Time. And I just want to thank you for all your prayers and your thoughts going out to myself, my daughter, and my family. We really do appreciate that so much. So, but her suffering is over, and she's with she's with our Savior now, and so she is, in my opinion, in a better place. No one would want to suffer like that. So let's look at these stories real quick. Like I say, there's so many of them here. It's just crazy to go into them. I'm just going to go through them real quick. You can see the volume of them. You'll need to understand this is going to ramp up. We've been talking about that October 9th date, moving into that gap between October 9th and December 22nd of 2023. We'll see how that works. Now just look at the volume of the articles coming out in the last 2 days, and that's what I mean. This is ramping up. If you're not seeing Daniel 8, if you're not talking about this, then you aren't seeing it. And I just watched a thing on they were talking about the Jewish and their beliefs and what's coming up and different things like that. They just think there's going to be a bringing back of their people and this massive revival, and that there's no judgment out here. I don't get this, but anyway, watch Daniel 8 because this one is coming up. So as you can see, Turkish is like the drone godfather. Okay, everybody talks about Iran and all these places, but Turkey produces a massive amount of drones that they import to other countries and things like that. But look at all these different articles coming out. Anything in the yellow is like the Kurds. And as you can see, we're on the Kurds live map. So this is all affecting the Kurds. That's what I mean. All these articles, and I'm not going to go through them all. I want you to just see how this is speeding up, the different attacks that are coming in. You can click on here and that will take you to the articles. Look at all the different reconnaissance and the bombing and different things going on here. There's multiple casualties, a lot of wounded on all sides. You got pro-Assad, you got Russian forces, you got all kinds of stuff, but everybody's looking at this wrong in the sense that they think this is a Russian event. It's a Turkish event going against the Kurds and Iran. They don't realize that Russia just sides with Iran, which is the nation that's going to fall and be destroyed by the goat. And then the goat itself, Turkey, will be destroyed itself, as Daniel tells us. The large horn on the goat will be broken once the two-horned ram is destroyed. And so here you go again, 16 various locations. You know, they're not just a few spots here. They're hitting multiple targets. Look at the amount of ramping up. Look at the chatter. You know, there's defense ministers going here, defense ministers here. All these different things are going on out here. You know, they got the parliament looking at the presence of Turkish army in Syria and Iraq. You know, you've got to wonder what Assad and the Iraqi government are thinking right now as they're doing all this intervention into their countries. You got the Russians involved here, but they're not a major player, are they? They're just a little player, and they're going to be just a little player, okay? Because they don't have the forces to pull this off like Turkey does. That's what I mean. If you think this can't happen, if you don't think this can be done and be led by God, and that God's not going to use this nation Turkey against his people, then you aren't really following the Bible very well, or you're looking at, I don't know, you're veiled. You have to be veiled, because that is not what it says. It says that the judgment against Jerusalem is coming against you from the army of the north, the king of the north, in this case Turkey, the Babylonian. So if you don't see it coming, you might before long. But all these different attacks are happening on power stations, infrastructure, all kinds of different institutions and facilities and stuff that are weakening this northern front for an invasion. Wow, imagine that. And you know what? He's doing this in Iraq too. This is not just a Syrian thing, okay? So if you go to the Iraqi map, and I'm not going to do that, you'll see that this is happening on multiple different fronts. Here, let's look at just the Syrian map. You know, you can go in and look at all these different bombings, and there you go, look at that. Got all this going on, and that's what I mean. These are Assad's forces going off over here, okay? And they're fighting the pro-Kurdish groups. Turkey's coming down into here. That's his main goal. He needs to get down into Lebanon, into Israel. But he's going to soften this up so that when he drops down here and the Kurds go this way, they get pushed to Erbil over here, okay? They fall back. This has happened in the past. All you got to do is go back and look at Alexander the Great and his movements. It happened exactly the same way, and nobody is seeing this stuff. So just realize that's what's going on here. It's a past to future prophecy. I don't know how many times we've talked about this past to future prophecy. My whole narrative is past to future prophecy. So you can see all these things are affecting Syria. And if you go in here, let's try to see if we can get in here real quick. Let's go look at Iraq, if I can find them. There they are. So here you go. Look at all that going on. Look, if you can't see a prophecy forming here, then my guess is that you're blinded to something. I just don't know what to tell you. It's all about Turkey. Look at that. Even over here in Iraq, Turkey, Turkey, Turkey. Everything they're talking about is Turkey. Okay? No one's talking about Turkey out here but me. I'll guarantee it. You go look around, you go Google it, you go find the YouTube channels, you whatever. It's a Psalm 98 or Psalm 83, excuse me, Ezekiel 38, 39, and I'll guarantee they aren't talking about the Kurds and they're not talking about Daniel 8. Why is that? Because it's so important in what's happening here. Okay? So when you get into these different maps and things, you realize, you know, we're in a unique situation here. The Kurds are in dire straits, pretty much. You know, I mean, it's all about the Kurds. I've been talking about this for a while. Darius the Mede. You go look at Daniel 7 through 12. It's all about Darius the Mede. It's been about Darius the Mede for a while. So keep an eye on this. I just want to keep you up to date. I'm not going to go through all these different articles. It's just crazy. You can come out here. You can click on all these different things. See what's going on out here. It's extremely important that you do understand, you know, all these are within the last couple days. I mean, there's a lot going on out here. And no one's talking about it. No one except me. So God bless everybody. Have a great night.